What's up guys, it's your girl Lady Pelvic of Pelvic Gaming, and today we're having a first look at the Bravely Default 2 demo. Trust me, I'm aware this is 2-week-old news, but I'm here. If you're new here, you may not know that the Bravely series is my favorite turn-based battle system ever. So you can just imagine my excitement when Nintendo dropped this demo. And if you're new to the series, I hope this video does a good job explaining what this game is about and can convince you to buy this game day one, or at the very least, try the demo. Before we dive in, there are like demo spoilers, if you care. Immediately, the game lets you know that this will be harder than the actual game, because you're granted several job classes at the start, giving you the tools needed to conquer enemies. After a quick briefing on the situation of the 4 elemental crystals being stolen from one of our protagonist kingdoms, you'll also learn about each of our characters and why they're on their journey. Then your story begins in the drowning town of Salvon, and your crew determines the water crystal must be here. And that's great and all, but the first thing that will hit you, if you're a Bravely fan like I am, are the cutscenes. I played this on the TV, and when you remember the grittiness and the small screen of the 3DS, you can't help but to marvel. Seeing Bravely how it started to now in HD, crisp graphics and textures on our cast's clothing, it's just wow. Trust me when I say you'll never want to undock this bad boy, because the quality comes spiraling down. The whole point was to get away from the graininess of the 3DS. I mean, hooray portability, but the quality drop was steep. Then again, if you're anything like me who likes to lay in bed, be comfortable while playing video games, you'll deal with the quality drop. Some new visuals added are speech bubbles, showing who you can talk to. Blue speech bubbles indicate a quest, and if you stop moving in town, the world zooms out and you get to see the marvelous cities in their entirety, along with any other icons showing shops and inns, as well as story quest icons, so you'll never be unsure where you need to go. And entering buildings is seamless, with the exception of larger buildings. While chatting with your party, you can also fast forward or have it on auto, much like the past games. One thing I hope they incorporate is skipping NPC text. If you talk to them, you gotta watch the entire text scroll out for you. There's no mashing the A button to get them to shut up. But that's the boring stuff, right? Cool, the game looks good, but what about the combat? What do I love about it so much? Well, I swear by the job system. But before that, the basics of combat, which is turn-based with an added twist of braving and defaulting. Braving means spending BP, or a brave point, to do an extra move, up to 4 times. Default means you go on the defense and gain a BP. However, if you find yourself in the red, you won't be able to take your turn until your BP debt is paid. Something I immediately noticed that's a huge change from the Bravely series on the 3DS is the gameplay has changed from selecting your entire party's moves first and watching them play out, to now it's per character. I think in the long run, it's better that it lets you know that this is your moment, whatever you do, it's happening now. But I do kind of miss selecting your party's moveset altogether first. Repeat macros are also still here. Any move that your character did previously can be repeated at the push of a button, much like Bravely 2nd. However, I don't see multiple macros. Before, you could store several. Auto-battling and speeding up battles is still there, and I'm hoping because it's a demo they didn't add this, but I hope you can chain enemies to gain more experience and job experience. It's different now that there are no random encounters. All enemies are now plainly in sight. Also, if you're significantly stronger than the enemy, they'll run away. If you manage to attack them from behind, you start with more BP. And the enemies can do the same to you. You know, most people hate random battles, and I do too, but Bravely 2nd allowed you to choose the encounter rate to 100% or to none, and I miss that control. Again, this is just a demo, but something I'm wary of because the Bravely series is very grindy, and Bravely 2nd really knocked it out of the park to make leveling up go as smooth as possible. So anywho, the real reason why I love this game, the demo starts you off with 5 jobs. You could equip a main job and a sub job. Your main job garners all the job experience, and you learn skills. And your subclass allows you to use abilities of other jobs that you've learned. So your main job could be a black mage with a white mage sub job and use white mage abilities. And the more you've leveled up your white mage job, you'll have access to more white mage abilities. You could be a main white mage with monk techniques, or a vanguard who knows some black magic. Plus, another bonus of leveling up multiple jobs are passive skills, adding a whole other level of depth. An example of this is, let's say you're maining a monk, which is all about sacrificing defense for offense, crits, and has a lot of skills that cost BP, that may leave you in the negative. If you leveled up your white mage job class, you'll have access to Grace of Angels, meaning damage received is reduced by 20% when the number of BP is negative. Sounds pretty smart for a monk who'll be dishing damage at the cost of BP and make up for the shortcoming of defense. This gives reason not to just stick to one class, but play them all. Max them all out and see what unbreakable defenses you can create. This game is as fun and as creative as you allow it to be. New enemies having different strategies and weaknesses, all having to overcome it with weaving classes and passive skills together. This is like JRPG candy for me, just exploiting and tethering together unusual combinations. Anybody can be anything. Everyone at level 1, I stripped their sub-jobs, made them all freelancers, removed their equipment, and they all have the same stats. Nobody is better at being XYZ class, it's all about how you build them. It's all you. And since we're still talking job classes, can we please appreciate the character designers and art director? They popped off when it came to fashion. Listen up, in past games, classes had about 2 looks, the boy version and the girl version. There was no customization per character. At best, we'd get a color swap, and sometimes we'd get a whole different costume for each character. And the same goes for Bravely Default 2, with monks being a mere color swap. But we look at white mages and holy crap, they're all different and so fashion forward. I would wear this, cape and all. And when you're equipping and unequipping characters, they have little gestures. It's just the little details that you appreciate. And how to get new jobs is fighting someone with an asterisk, essentially a stone with a job. Beat the baddie and the new power is yours. And yes, the demo allows you to play around with it. A new mechanic they added was weight and targeting. If you're encumbered, you'll do less damage, and each class has a different weight limit. Obviously, the Vanguard dressed in silver armor would have a higher weight limit than, let's say, a speedy thief. Each class has armor they specialize in, and some armors show targeting. And this is great because now you have better control on who the monsters will likely aim for. The music is just as outstanding as the graphics. Voice acting is fine. I imagine Elvis, our Scottish fellow, is gonna drive me a little crazy, but it's fine.
Seems the place suddenly started filling up with water about 2 years ago.
Everyone was delighted at first. They thought it was a blessing, in fact.
I've always been a dub over sub girl, but if you can't endure the English voices, Japanese audio is available to you. Exploration is a lot of fun. Finding hidden chests throughout the world, and small touches like night and day cycle, and at night you pull out this little lantern. Again, the little touches. Monsters have never looked better. They are super glossy, you know, they just lathered on oil before meeting you for battle. In any case, Bravely Default 2 is shaping up to be an excellent game. It has given me exactly what I wanted in regards to the job classes. I hope they bring back macros and ways to chain enemies together for more experience and job experience. Gonna be honest, I've never cared for any Bravely story. They're cute, kind of typical with the crystals and the elements, which is fine because I'm here for the battle system. At the very least, I really hope you give the demo a try. You start off with 5 classes. These are like the basic classes. Wait till you get to mid to late game when the game finally releases. The classes get so insane. You could just stack so much stuff. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And I hope you guys get that from the sample that is Bravely Default 2 demo and really try out this game. I want more people to love it. If you have played the Bravely Default 2 demo, let me know in the comments below what you thought. Are you excited? Are you less excited about it? I don't know why, but yeah, let me know. Until next time. Mwah. Thank you guys so much for watching. For the top box, more videos like this. The bottom box is my Let's Play channel. Sorry uploads have been a little slow. I'm trying to get back into the groove of things, just life has been happening. Regardless, if you love me and you want to support, consider joining my Patreon. We have a lot of fun there, playing some Animal Crossing. Everybody gifts everybody. It's a good time. And while life is going on, I'm working very hard to get Alliance Alive, top 5 JRPGs with great boss battles, Spirit Tracks, and Final Fantasy VIII review all out to you. So there's a lot of good stuff coming. Just hang in there with me. As always, love your faces, and I'll see you in the next video.